Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? James here, and welcome back to the Banterous Hour with fellow co-host TGC, Mr. Liam.
Hello there.
And today, oh, hold on, bloody hell, I like that. I can't believe I haven't noticed it before. I like that calendar. That's pretty badass. Are they gnomes? I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, they're meant to be gonks.
Oh, gonks, fair enough.
Yeah. I think you did notice the calendar before one of the other months, I think.
Oh, I must have forgotten.
Yeah.
Looks very nice, man. Obviously, I've noticed the picture of the chandelier. That's always pretty good.
Mm.
Pretty gangster.
Yeah. That's a nice calendar, yeah.
Today, myself and Liam, as you can tell by the title, are reacting to a few of his videos. I've picked the videos to react to. So I guess let's get on it, like a car bonnet, and react to some cool stuff. So the first video I picked is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Oh, sorry, is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie worth playing in 2025? I think it might have. Is it just called? It might just be called the SpongeBob SquarePants movie for PS2, but I swear it's called the movie game.
No, I don't think game's in the title. But of course I can understand it makes sense when people say game because you have to differentiate it from the actual film, don't you? So I'm pretty sure it's not in the title. It's like the Revenge of the Sith game.
Hold on, no, Liam, it is. I'll send you a screenshot. Yeah.
Because I've actually got the game, but
Oh, well, the official title on Wiki. I'll send it. Hold on Messenger. The official title on Wiki, when you look it up, it says the movie game. Maybe that's just what it's called on Wiki. I don't know.
Might be, yeah.
If you Google it, it comes up as that. But I'll look at the title. Hold on. I'll look at the gameplay. I mean, sorry, not the gameplay. The title itself. So on the disc. Yeah, you're right. It just says the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Bit weird on Google. It says its official title is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Oh wait, no, sorry, you're right. You were right. Sorry, I misread it. Yeah, it's called the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Then it says video game. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you were right, Liam. Sorry about that.
That's right.
I just misread that. Anyway, yeah, is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie worth playing in 2025? Let's jump right into this. Woo! I was very hyped for this video for a while because I swear you were planning this since for ages.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, I started playing it though back in was it October 2023, and I didn't end up like getting to where I got to until I think it was January this year, which that even feels like a lifetime ago now. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I feel like this year's kind of gone quick, I don't know. I just felt the start of the year just feels like ages ago.
True. Very true. Well, let's dive right into this one. Oh, that one looks pretty good. The Dark Life after YouTube cancellation, but I'll watch that in my own time.
Movie game. Is it worth the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game? Is it worth playing in 2020? The SpongeBob SquarePants movie. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Is it worth playing in 20?
I think I've destroyed it.
25. Stay tuned to find out.
What do you think of a good old YTP rewinding and fast forwarding everything?
I suppose it shouldn't come as a surprise, really. I mean, you did plenty of it when we were watching the DW fan film series.
Oh yeah, I get rewinding. That was with my money. Yes, I've done a big poo and blocked the toilet. Where's my credit card? What else did you say to him? I'm not having the. I know I'm doing an impersonation of you, but it's not as over the top as usual. It's more like a respectful.
I could tell. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going. My money. How dare you? Yeah. So I'm not having this T-shirt after you put your belly all over it. You can jog on, and all that funny jazz. The one I rewound the most was when I kept slapping George. And then
yeah.
It cuts and it's like boom, then it's like he freezes. Yeah. Should have had. Yeah. I mean, it should have had another take, but bro, I'm glad it turned out the way it did because that was so funny the way he just like he stumbled. Let's just get into this.
Find out what I think based off my experience of playing the game. If you like this type of content, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to see more. Now, let's begin. Before I start getting into the nitty-gritty of the game itself, I'd like to note that I started playing the SpongeBob movie game on the PS2 in October 2023.
And what's going on?
Over several days before dipping in and out of the game.
I think I shouldn't have rewound it about 50 times at the start.
I think karma's coming around. Playing the game for nearly a year and played through other games during that period before resuming my playthrough in October last year. After that play session, I didn't return to the game until 2 months later, and then I began to continue playing through the game for a number of days at the end of December 2024, prior to continuing several days later in January this year. Therefore, I've spent quite a lengthy period playing through the game. As we know, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game is based off the film of the same name, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It's worth mentioning that this game's development was rushed in order to release around the same time as the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. As a result, the game first released in North America on the 27th of October 2004, while the film was released on the 19th.
Out of interest, one thing I noticed, what made you use regular screen footage here, but then widescreen, stretching the screen out for here and certain bits?
It was just how I recorded it.
Fair enough.
I think the first, was it? I'm trying to think whether it was the first few bits of footage I recorded. I can't remember whether those were like in sort of widescreen. It was either that or I did it a bit later on just to experiment. And then I just stuck to the 4:3 aspect ratio with the black bars.
Fair enough.
So that's it really. Yeah. And I was just messing around with like the November in the same picture and color settings and OBS as well with some of this footage. That's why some of the like contrast and colors are different in like footage like this, for example, compared to like the 4:3 footage. Yeah. Due to the rushed development caused by a strict deadline, the movie game came out less than a year after the previous SpongeBob game, Battle for Bikini Bottom. Thanks to the game being rushed, it is quite buggy. If I'm being honest, I just don't understand why the game is so difficult. It's essentially a kids game based off a kids show. I mean, I can't imagine how many kids who played it at the
in the most respectful way possible, Liam. You've 100%ed the Crash games. This should be a walk in the park for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The problem is this game's buggier than those. I don't know. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
To be fair.
When a bug wrecks your progress, when the checkpoints are quite brutal for the Goofy Goober tokens, that is quite a kick in the balls. Well, at least with Crash. I mean, some bullshit happens, like those annoying bees on the bloody second game. Those horrible bees that just sting you out of nowhere. They're quite annoying. Some of the robot suit levels are a bit janky as well. Apart from that, I mean, there isn't too much jank in the Insane Trilogy remaster.
Time actually completed the game, at least beat the story, all 18 levels. And yeah, that's quite a few levels as well, to be fair. Don't know why it's as hard as it is, but again, I think, like I said, I think it is also because of the fact that the game was rushed. The game definitely isn't as polished as it should be because of deadlines, of course, and wanting to release the game in time for the film. For example, concerning the gameplay, some of the levels consist of platforming, like the previous game, Battle for Bikini Bottom, which was a pure platformer. Those levels are a decent length as well, to be fair. The platforming is, it's decent. There's some fun to be had. I mean, when I started playing the game, I was kind of enjoying it, when I started playing it initially and doing the platforming and playing as SpongeBob and also Patrick. You get to play as both characters, like in Battle for Bikini Bottom, but they are the only two characters you get to play as. They do have some good abilities. There is an upgrade system, so you get more and more points, which I guess goes towards your XP, I suppose you could say. And then, eventually you can level up and upgrade your abilities and get new ones. There isn't just platforming, as there is a bit of variety here and there. A few of the levels also consist of driving a vehicle. All of the driving levels consist of driving the same vehicle, I think, which is the Patty Wagon. And to be fair, those levels...
What would you rather drive, the Patty Wagon or the MG?
Patty Wagon.
By a lot, would you say?
Fair
play. Wise man, smart choice.
I mean, they're somewhat okay. I suppose the driving is okay. The handling could be worse, but it also could be better. I do understand that it is, the vehicle is not exactly ideal either. It's a paddy wagon, and that's fair enough in a way. But I mean, okay, they're not as long, which is fair enough because the tracks that you drive through are not short either. But as a result, I suppose those levels shouldn't maybe take as long as the platforming ones. But again, they are still challenging. I'd probably argue that the driving levels were my least favourite. And then there's also a bunch of sliding levels. They are a somewhat similar length to the driving levels. The map, the track is quite expansive too. With the sliding levels, one annoying thing about them is that there's so many different paths that at times, if you just keep following the same path, you'll go around in circles. So you have to be looking out for other pathways and then taking those so then you can actually progress further in the level, which, yeah, that can be annoying, but it does add to the challenge. It makes it more difficult and it makes the level more complex. I suppose probably due to the gameplay of the sliding compared to the driving, I'd say I prefer the sliding levels. I'd probably still say that I prefer the platforming levels overall, though. One thing I want to talk about is how the game's designed, and I really don't like how it's designed. Sure, there's 18 levels, that's fine, but then you unlock a bunch of challenges after you've completed a level, or it might be once you've, I don't know, visited a certain area, or you've found a challenge in an area that you might be able to do in that level there and then, if say you're doing a platforming level, and then you can go back and do those challenges to earn more Goofy Goober tokens. And Goofy Goober tokens are an important collectible in the game because in order to do certain levels, you need a certain amount of Goofy Goober tokens to begin playing through those levels. Throughout your playthrough, you will collect Goofy Goober tokens. You will have to complete some challenges, or to be honest, a lot of the challenges in order to get Goofy Goober tokens. There will be certain levels where you'll unlock a new ability, and in order to use that ability, you need a certain amount of Goofy Goober tokens to make that ability available so that you can actually then play through the level because you need that new special ability to progress in that level. And
oh yeah, I love how he doesn't say it's the ass smash. See that dialogue?
Oh, is that's why it's that's why it's blank, is
you
it?
can do the ass smash by jumping in the air and pressing square.
So the annoying thing about that is that you have to backtrack as a result.
Oh, wait. So what were you saying?
Did she actually say ass then in the game?
No, I think it's bleeped out.
Ah, okay. I don't remember that, to be fair.
Yeah. It'd be cool if Scarlett Johansson was in the game and she was doing the arse smash, or if she was just doing a bum smash in real life. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a good way to kill some of the villains. Oh, yeah, I forgot she dies. She died in Infinity War, didn't she?
Endgame.
Endgame, sorry, yeah. Yeah, she throws herself off the cliff, yeah. Really shame that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sad death.
So you get to a certain level, you need this many Goofy Goober tokens, you don't have that many, so then you have to go back through the levels that you've already done and look for any challenges that you haven't completed. So then you can start doing some of those and get the Goofy Goober token. And again, a lot of these challenges aren't easy either, which makes things take even longer. Say if you complete more and more challenges on a certain level, they do get harder. I mean, for example, with the sliding levels, you have a bunch of ring challenges and time challenges. The first time challenge is not so bad. The time is more lenient. But then you have a harder time challenge, which is the macho time challenge. And that time is, it's significantly stricter. And the problem is with a few of these macho time challenges in the sliding levels, they honestly are really difficult if you just try and play the level normally, for example, or try and just find your way around. Make sure you're choosing the right pathways so you don't end up going around in circles. The thing is with this game is that maybe this is due to the rush development, but some of the shortcuts are honestly, or some of the ways you have to sort of speed up your run through, just ridiculous. I mean, as I played through more of the game, I felt like I had to keep looking at walkthroughs more and more, which I'd rather not have to do when I'm playing through a game. But the odd few times where it was obvious, really, and it was not something I thought of trying out or doing. While other times it was just something that I would never have figured out, and so I would have been here forever trying to complete the challenge. For example, one of the macho time challenges. One of those challenges on the sliding level, there's just a ridiculous sort of shortcut you have to take, or maybe even a bug that you might have to take advantage of.
See that one you did there? How the hell is anyone, especially a kid, going to know that one, man? That's crazy. The game is like, if you're a kid who wants to 100% it, how are you meant to be expected to like pull that off? You know,
Yeah.
Pardon me.
I know. I'm pretty sure I had to look at the walkthrough for that. Yeah, because there's no way I was figuring that out.
Can I tell you the 100% ending for the movie game?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So all that effort, all that hassle, if it was easier to do, I wouldn't mind it so much. But I've looked it up, and all it is, have you seen? Basically, it's a bunch of scenes from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, but they're done in a quick cut scene and then snap.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of scenes. So there's a load of pictures of SpongeBob at the end in the credits, and it's basically all of those. But there's a quick cut scene before it happens, like a small cut scene is playing out, then it pauses and it's a picture. So all the effort you have to go for, that's not worth it at all. That is not worth it one bit.
Okay. You really have to maybe take advantage of a bug that shouldn't be in the game or a ridiculous shortcut. I don't know. I mean, I know Macho Time is meant to be way harder, but I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous, especially as well when all you want to do, or a lot of people want to do, is play through the game and beat the story, and that's it. And that's what's frustrating about this game. There's certain levels where you have to get a certain amount of Goofy Goober tokens, then you have to backtrack, do all these challenges. A lot of them are hard, and then you wonder, how the hell am I going to do this one? You've attempted it so many times, and then you end up having to look at a walkthrough in order to do it. This happens numerous times because there's a few levels where, again, you have to get a certain amount of tokens to unlock the new special ability for you to do that level. I feel like this is something that shouldn't be part of beating the main story. I feel like you should only have to maybe backtrack or get more tokens once you've completed the main story in order to get 100%. It honestly got to the point where I got to the 17th level, and the thing is, for the 16th level, it was already bad enough that I had to get, I think...
It sucks that you missed out on Planktopolis and the final boss, but that's how life goes.
It was the... I did play through like the actual Planktopolis one. I think it was the one after where I think you have to drive the paddy wagon again.
Oh yeah.
And then the boss battle. They were the two I haven't done.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think it was 40 tokens to do.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Do that level, and then right after, back to back, you've got another level where you've got to get 50 tokens. Is it 42 tokens when I got to that level? So then it's a matter of getting 8 tokens, and I got a few more tokens, but then I've already been playing this game over a long enough period anyway. The challenges take time and they're not the easiest, and then the last several times I've played the game, I just haven't really been enjoying it compared to maybe at first when I started playing it. I've only played Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I haven't played the original yet, but I honestly do prefer that to this game. The way that it's designed and the fact that it's literally just platforming. It's not having to go through a number of levels and then having to backtrack in order to get more tokens to do the next level. And I feel like the movie game is probably quite a bit more difficult than Battle for Bikini Bottom 2 based off memory, and it really shouldn't be when it's a game for kids. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of kids got frustrated with the game back when it came out and didn't finish it because of how ridiculously hard it is, which shouldn't be the case, but it is. And it just shows that the game should have had more time in the oven. So back to what I was saying, I got to the 17th level and then found out I need to get 50 tokens now, which is ridiculous considering I just had to get 40 for the last one. I think I did 1 or 2 of the challenges maybe, but I just gave up then. I've just had enough. I just want to move on to other games. I've played through most of the game, but I haven't actually completed it. I haven't actually finished the main story. That's unfortunate, but yeah, that's what's happened with this game. A few good things I will mention though are that there's a plethora of extras you can collect in all the levels. The extras include concept art and cutscenes. Also, compared to earlier SpongeBob games like Battle for Bikini Bottom, Clancy Brown does return to voice Mr. Krabs, so you can at least hear the original voice actor for Mr. Krabs. And most of the cast from the film do reprise their roles in the game too, which is good. When it comes to the game's story, it is loosely based off the...
I'll just take the charger out. Can't believe how bloody roasting it is, bro. I'm bloody sweating buckets, man. Still 20
yeah.
Bloody 9 o'clock at night. What's going on? What's the world coming to? Bollock cake.
the events of the film. A lot of the cutscenes consist of stills from the film itself, which, okay, it's good to see stills of the film in the game, but compared to other film tie-in games, why not actually use film footage? But then this could also be a result of the rush development of the game. But then, okay, at the same time, the French narrator from the show does narrate over stills, and he is narrating the events of the film. And in terms of the story length, well, you know, like I said, I was talking about the gameplay, there's 18 levels, so that is, you know, that is a fair amount of levels, to be fair. So as a result, it can still take a decent amount of time to play through the game. For me, it definitely has, thanks to the difficulty as well, and again, having to backtrack through levels and do some of the challenges in order to get tokens, in order to be able to do the level you're currently on, which of course really slows things down. I mean, the game would probably still be a decent length anyway with the 18 levels if you didn't have to backtrack, but this really does extend the playtime. But again, I wouldn't say it's extended in a good way because of the way the game's been designed, and I don't like how you have to do things, which is getting a certain amount of tokens in order to be able to progress in the story and do a certain level. I think already you have to have 52 tokens to complete the story, but essentially, you know, you have to have at least 50 tokens before you get to the final level. And I just think, you know, if you're only doing the main story, why am I having to do all of this, or why is there this requirement? Like I said earlier, this should be something that is for a completionist. So when it comes to the soundtrack, I suppose it's fair to say the soundtrack is good, although personally I do prefer...
Yeah, I'm glad you put that saying it's great, because I thought, when I first saw this, I thought, man, what is he on about? The soundtrack slaps? And then I thought, oh yeah, this is the rest and it's great, yeah, because for all the faults with the movie game, the soundtrack slaps.
Mm. Especially, like, I listened to the boss battle one too, and I thought, God, yes, that one is just... That is just, it's so different, but it's also just probably my favourite one actually. The boss battle one. What's that? Sorry. The King Neptune one, the last one.
I'm a goofy goober. Bum 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 bum
yeah.
bum. In the
but
movie,
like, the actual like soundtrack for the boss battle in the game, like the electric guitar and music.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah, man, solid. Very solid.
A Battle for Bikini Bottom soundtrack. Nothing that particularly stands out to me, and no tracks that I particularly favour, unlike Battle for Bikini Bottom. Overall, is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game worth playing in 2025? Personally, this
is the first time I say... Oh, sorry. This is the first time I say no.
The first time that I'm going to say no. I think there's some fun to be had with the platforming and the sliding.
That time was so good. As soon as you say... When I say no, SpongeBob moons the camera.
Time that I'm going to say no.
Not
I
even
think there's some fun to...
Did you do it on purpose?
No.
Oh, bloody hell, and that's good timing.
I was just trying
and
to
like
slide
these...
Like, is it worth playing videos? I don't know. I end up aiming to just end with like trailer footage or whatever, so...
Yeah.
Patrick's abilities. What puts me off the most is the game design, really, or how it's designed so that you have to get a certain amount of tokens in order to progress in the main story, in order to be able to do certain levels that you get to, so that you can unlock a new ability. So it is worth bearing in mind that if you play this game, you have to do a lot of backtracking. You will encounter some bugs as well. If you're looking for a SpongeBob game to play, try Battle for Bikini Bottom instead, either the original or the remake.
Ooh, the movie game, the TSSM fans won't be very happy with that one.
No. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this type of video. Be sure to give this video a like if you did, and maybe even subscribe to see more content like this.
You slagged off movie! How dare you mock movie! Well, at least, to be honest, as much as I say that, at least they're all okay with it. Like, they're all pretty... like reasonable. They probably just enjoyed.
Yeah, like I say, it's only had 4 comments, but they're all. But yeah, it's not like a few of the other videos I've done where there's been like loads of comments and then loads of debate between people and whatever. It's been pretty tame.
PTSD flashbacks to the floating block platform challenges. Patrick, yes, leaves. Honestly, I was a kid when I got this game, played it back then. So much fun, but I actually never finished it. It was too hard. Those driving and sliding challenges broke me as a kid. Pardon me, I was so sad. I'm never... Yeah, so even this person's not saying it's the best game ever, but this person's saying that the childhood memories of the game were fantastic. So much nostalgia. See, there you go. I brought this game a long time ago. See, so even the fans of the game are like, yeah, we can acknowledge the issues. And to be honest, I can acknowledge the issues. And you know what? I agree. It's not, unless you are a big fan of old SpongeBob or you enjoy the movie a lot or you enjoy basically BFBB so much, you know, that you want to play a game that's very similar. There's pretty much no point in getting the movie game.
Star Wars Republic Command.
We ever try and do the final mission and just push through it?
I might do eventually, yeah. Well, there's two more. There's two more, isn't there? There's the, like I said, the driving, the last paddy wagon one, and then there's the boss battle. Maybe. The thing is, I've still got to get a few more Goofy Goober tokens to actually do that.
Oh, yeah,
those last 2 levels as well, haven't I? So it's just that they're not the Goofy Goober tokens that I've got left to get are not as easy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And 20 years on from its initial release, is it worth playing in 2025? That's a question I will answer in this video based off when I played through the game.
You should have just gone, yes, and just ended the video
there. Recently. Yep. If you like this type of content, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to see more. Now, let's begin. Star Wars Republic Commando was initially released on the 1st of March 2005 for the original Xbox and Windows. It was one of several Star Wars games that came out in 2005 in the months leading up to the release of the upcoming final chapter of the prequel trilogy, Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. In addition, it was a tie-in game which served as marketing for Revenge of the Sith, due to including elements that would feature in the film. To make this game more widely available to play on modern platforms, Aspyr ported it to the Nintendo Switch and PS4 on the 6th of April 2021. With some modern enhancements. You can additionally play Republic Commando on any Xbox console, not just the original, although the best option would be the Series X or S, which provides improved resolution, faster loading times, auto HDR if your display supports it, and a more stable frame rate that is more or less locked at 60 FPS. You can either use the original Xbox disc if you own it, or you can buy the digital version from the Xbox store. Republic Commando includes a single-player campaign which begins during the events of...
Did you end up buying this on the PS5 then, or were you not bothered?
No, I just got it on PC, on Steam.
Fair enough. Yeah. Because I know at the end of the video you mentioned you had it on PC, but I just wondered if you liked the game so much you might have got it on the PS5 as well.
I mean, you know, I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I don't know. With this game, I don't see the point of having it on other platforms. I think maybe if I don't know, maybe if it had some differences or something, possibly. But no, I'm not. Yeah. I don't feel the need to get this game on other platforms. Really, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess it seemed like there's not really much incentive, is there, to do it, even if it's a good game. In this for this specific game.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, more specifically the Battle of Geonosis, and concludes just before Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when the Battle of Kashyyyk starts. The campaign has 3 chapters, with the first occurring on Geonosis, the second on an assault ship, and the third on Kashyyyk. Geonosis consists of 6 missions, the assault ship 4, and Kashyyyk 7, making for a total of 17 missions, although it's worth noting that the first and last missions, prologue and epilogue, are simply cutscenes. On the website How Long to Beat, the main story is estimated to take an average of 9 hours to complete, with the average for a leisurely playthrough being nearly 12 hours. When I play a game for the first time, I prefer to play at a leisurely pace so I can really immerse myself in the game. Therefore, the time it took me to complete Republic Commando was closer to the leisurely average, as it took me around 12 hours. Personally, it will most likely...
Yeah, I like all the technical mumbo-jumbo because you can't talk about the story because all this is, like you say later on, all it is it worth playing? But the thing is, I like the dynamic of those sort of videos because it forces the creator, you in this case, to think outside the box and think, how can I talk about this game without just talking about the story and the characters and the cutscenes and what happens in all these missions? Instead, you got to think out the box and say all this interesting jazz.
Yeah. It take me longer than the average main story length you first see for a game on How Long to Beat. While extending my playthrough were the many times I was incapacitated.
I like how that clone troop, well, that commando's got a Wookiee gun. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the ones you can pick up, yeah, which is cool. I like it, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of first-person shooters do it, but I do like how you can use different weapons, like different sort of styles, weapons, and whatever. Yeah.
Do you get to fight with the Wookiees, or are they dead when you pick it up off them?
Yeah, you do kind of get to fight with a few. Oh, you mean actually like fight a Wookiee or fight
No, fight
alongside
with
them?
them alongside them.
Oh, with alongside, yeah. I'm trying to think whether there's any points where like you just find them, or whether they're just from dead Wookiees or not. I'm not sure. It might just be from dead Wookiees, but I don't know whether there's any points where like they're in like a something that you can pick them up from, but it might just be when you just pick them up from.
So you don't fight alongside them then?
Yeah, no, like I say, you kind of do, yeah.
Ah, sure.
A few here and there. Along with all the times my squad were killed while I was down, and this was due to playing on medium. The difficulty the game is set to by default. I felt that Republic Commando's story was a decent length, especially for a first-person shooter, when compared with campaigns of other FPS titles. However, it's worth noting that Republic Commando's focus was on the campaign, despite having a multiplayer mode. Finally, what do I think of the story itself? Overall, I think it's good, but I'll say no more than that, as this is simply an is it worth playing video. I'll talk about the story in more detail in my eventual review of Republic Commando. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Republic Commando is a first-person shooter that allows you to carry a maximum of 3 weapons. 2 of these, the DC-17M interchangeable weapon system and the DC-15S sidearm blaster, are in your arsenal by default and will remain there for the entirety of the campaign. It's worth mentioning that the DC-17M can run out of ammunition, and if that happens, you will automatically switch to the DC-15S, which has unlimited ammo, but must recharge after each shot you fire. Meanwhile, you will find numerous weapons that can be acquired during your playthrough of the single-player campaign, usually through killing enemies who wield them. You can only take one of these weapons at a time. In addition to wielding weapons, you can throw detonators, or grenades, of which there are 4 different kinds. Up to 5 of each kind can be carried, and they can be found throughout different areas of each map. Each kind of detonator or grenade is unique and effective in their own way. Going back to the 2 default weapons, the DC-17M is a decent weapon which can be quite effective against weaker enemies, while the DC-15S is more of a last resort backup weapon that isn't very effective. When you have a weapon equipped, such as the DC-17M, you can also use a retractable knuckle plate vibro blade to take out your enemies. For other weapons that don't allow the use of this blade, you can instead smack enemies with that weapon. In terms of gameplay mechanics, Republic Commando has one that is rather unique in that you can control the actions of your squad. You play through most of the campaign with your squad, which is made up of your character, Boss, Fixer, Scorch, and Sev. Each member of the squad has their own speciality, and these can be used to help you progress through the story. There is a tactical element to the gameplay which allows you to plan how you can approach encounters with enemies. Moreover, there are 4 different commands you can give to the entire squad, which will stop the AI from doing their own thing and performing actions you don't want them to. Overall, I'd say the AI for each member of your squad is pretty good, considering the game came out in 2005. They're quite effective in firefights and can even heal you if you are incapacitated. This all makes sense considering you're playing through the campaign with 3 CPUs, and teamwork is a core factor of the campaign that will make progressing through the story significantly.
I just wish you could co-op campaign. That'd be so cool. It just seems like this game's missing an opportunity. Like, imagine if they had a 4-player co-op somehow. I guess they couldn't. If Halo couldn't have done it in 2004, Commando wouldn't be able to do it in 2005. But there should have been able to at least get 2 people. Think about all the 2-player co-op games that there were back then. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether I don't think it's possible to do it. Yeah, on any of the platforms. I don't know although I don't know whether there's like a mod on PC. Possibly, who knows? You never know. But no, yeah, I don't think you can. Can you? Don't think. No. But yeah, like you said, that would have been cool. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Battlefront 2 had co-op, didn't it? And that was out around the same time.
Could you play through the campaign on co-op? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me and my dad used to play it back in the day on co-op. Loads of times. So yeah, it does. You were able to do it on PS2.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
easier. As for the enemy AI, they are mostly intelligent. Two examples of this are certain enemies can kick away detonators you throw their way back in your direction, which can catch you off guard, and at times you can hear an enemy say that they heard or detected movement if you are close enough to them while they can't see you. Both examples are present in the first two Halo games too, which both released before Republic Commando. On the other hand,
yeah, I like how you brought up good old Halo. That was great.
Yep, thought got to get that in there because there were genuinely things in this game that reminded me of those Halo games. So
in it in there.
Yeah, that was cool. Cool to see those things here too.
When do you plan on doing Halo 4?
Who knows? I don't know. Still got to play ODST.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Yeah.
See you later. See you never. So you might not do it then anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't planning. It depends. I mean, I don't know because I created a backlog, and to be fair, ODST isn't that far down because I was sort of going through some games in terms of like how long they take to beat and how long they take to go. So it depends. I mean, maybe ODST might not be too far off. I don't know. We'll see.
So what's next on the backlog then?
I mean, at the moment, I've mostly been going through like PC games because I've got games from other platforms as well. But I'm just looking here. I did because I was playing another Star Wars game, Shadows of the Empire, which is like nearly 20 years old now. But I was playing that, but then I stopped because I got to a point where I don't know, it was quite difficult. I might go back to it at some point, but yeah, and then I've just got a few kind of probably like indie games because I've played a few indie games which I quite enjoyed, and yeah, ODST is not that far down actually. It's like I mean, there's like a few games at the top which I'm probably not going to play yet because they're like a certain number in a series of games, so I haven't really got to those games yet. Anyway, I can't really play those yet, I suppose. But
yeah,
how far down is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 9th on the list, but really, based off what I'm doing, it's probably like 7th. So it just depends, really.
So what's first on the list then?
Well, what's first on the list at the moment, or at least on the PC games, is KO the Kangaroo 3.
But never heard of it. What the hell is that?
It's a series of 3 games. Old. They're all quite old now, really. They're just platformers, really. I started playing for the first one, but it was just a bit. But it's quite. I don't know. It comes across as quite dated now, and the controls are a bit annoying and whatever, and it can be quite hard. So I sort of gave up on it. I think the second one is seen as like the best one, and I think the third one's quite short, but I still haven't played the second one yet. So
you're going to review those ones then?
Well, eventually, I think eventually, yeah. To be fair, I actually played. There was actually a remake of the first game that came out a few years ago, and I actually played that first. So I've already recorded all the footage for that when I played through that, and so I'll probably, I don't know, I might do a video on that first at some point. I don't know, because I've had the footage from that playthrough for a while now. So I played through that one a few years back.
I was going to say the second one's given a very good rating, so I might even pick that one day and give that a go.
They're really cheap, yeah. They're like really cheap on Steam all the time.
Yeah, I believe $2 it says.
Yeah, so even cheaper in pounds, yeah.
Yeah.
And there were numerous occasions where the enemies were standing still and not reacting or had their back to you and took ages to finally turn around and react if me or my squad hadn't already killed them. This made some firefights a bit easier than they should have been, but it was a relatively minor issue throughout my playthrough of the campaign. As well as its single-player campaign, Republic Commando incorporates a multiplayer mode. Even though the original GameSpy servers were shut down, on PC Gaming Wiki there is a community mod patch you can download that brings back multiplayer features. There's a separate multiplayer fix mod and a co-op mod which enables split-screen local play. I briefly tried the multiplayer as I downloaded.
Split-screen local play sounds cool.
downloaded the community mod patch, and there were only a small number of servers with active players. The first 2 servers seemed to just involve fighting bots, and there didn't seem to be much to them, while there was another server that didn't have bots which I didn't join. Maybe I needed to download the separate multiplayer fix mod to get more out of the multiplayer, as there are more recent YouTube videos of multiplayer gameplay that consist of different modes like capture the flag. I imagine that nowadays it would be hard to get the complete multiplayer experience that would have been on offer when Republic Commando released. Either way, it's safe to say the multiplayer is inferior to the single player campaign. One of the reasons why Republic Commando is regarded by many Star Wars fans as a classic is the soundtrack. Aside from John Williams' iconic soundtracks from the saga, sprinkled throughout the campaign, the game contains an original score comprising 15 tracks composed by Jesse Harlin, who served as the staff composer and music supervisor for LucasArts from 2003 until it was shut down in 2013. Other video games he's composed music for include Star Wars The Old Republic, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and Mafia Definitive Edition, to name a few. This OST sounds almost nothing like any other Star Wars game. Parts of certain tracks even reminded me of the scores from the Halo games. Most of the tracks are great, but there are several particularly memorable ones that have become iconic. Jesse Harlin's score sounds like it belongs in the Star Wars universe, while it has its own identity that reflects this game's atmosphere, environments, characters, and their encounters. The last feature of this game I want to talk about before I give my opinion on whether this game is worth playing are the extras, and they are made up of 6 videos if you count the credits. Republic Commando released at a time when numerous video games had an extras feature where the contents may have included behind the scenes videos about the game's development, concept art, cutscenes, cinematics, trailers for the game itself, or even other games or films related to the game, etc. Modern games tend to lack these features, and the extras section of games as we knew them is sadly a product of a bygone era. I enjoyed watching Republic Commando's extras, as I have done with other games from this era, and they give you an insight into the work that went into developing the game, which I appreciate. Is Star Wars Republic Commando worth playing in 2025?
No!
My answer to that is definitely. If you're a Star
You're going to go, my answer to that is yes. My answer to that is yes. That would have been brilliant.
Star Wars first-person shooter or Halo fan, or all the above like me, it's worth playing in my opinion. I include Halo fan because this game has similarities to the older Halo games, such as the score, the atmosphere, some of the maps, weapons, and how intelligent the enemy AI can be. I wouldn't be surprised if LucasArts took inspiration from the first 2 Halo games when they were developing Republic Commando. If you play the game on PC as I did, to get the best experience, look at Republic Commando's PC Gaming wiki page where there's a plethora of fixes and enhancements for modern systems. I have a gaming laptop, and the strange thing about this game is that it doesn't simply run on the NVIDIA graphics card instead of the integrated graphics if you change the setting in the NVIDIA control panel, unlike other older games. The only way I could get the game to run on my GPU was through downloading a mouse acceleration fix, and that solved it somehow. So that's a problem you may run into if you have a PC with both integrated and dedicated graphics. As for playing the game on consoles, the best options are probably either the PS4 port, which you can play on PS5 too, or the original Xbox version on the Xbox One or Series consoles through backwards compatibility. As I mentioned earlier, the campaign is challenging. I don't know how much less difficult easy is compared to medium in this game, but I'd like to think you would complete the campaign reasonably quicker than on medium. Judging by how difficult medium was, I dread to think how difficult hard is, but that could be an interesting challenge to attempt. On your first playthrough, I would say it's best to stick with easy or medium, depending on how much of a challenge you want. Overall, I would no doubt recommend Republic Commando, as it makes for a compelling Star Wars video game experience like no other. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this type of video. Be sure to give this video a like if you did, and maybe even subscribe to see more content like this. Enjoy the rest of your day, and that is all.
That is all. Brilliant. Can't beat it. Well,
this is the gaming channel.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, that was a great analysis of it. You did sound a lot more chirpy and in a good mood in the Republic Commando video. And the SpongeBob one, you like. And today we have SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. Is it worth playing? No. This game is too hard for a kid's game. And I have had enough of reviewing this game. I've been playing this for years. You expect me to say anything else? I shall use the force on you. Why'd you poo yourself? Because this game is shit.
I don't know. I guess I wanted it to kind of, the way I was talking to kind of maybe reflects that. I mean, you could argue I was somewhat ranting at times in a way.
Yeah.
like talking about certain things, but at the same time, it wasn't scripted, so.
Fair enough.
Was it either? It wasn't scripted like the Robocop one. I was trying experimenting.
That's fair enough then.
So, well, they weren't really scripted. They're only like a few notes I had, and that was it. But whereas like the Republic Commando one, I went back to actually doing a full script for it. So.
Yeah, always stick with the scripts. I mean, the RoboCop, I would have never guessed that there wasn't a script. To be honest, I thought you did script it. It was done very well, but the SpongeBob one was still done very well. But it's better to have a script, man. Definitely.
Yes, definitely. Well, easier for me anyway. I know some people can they don't need a script, and so some of these YouTubers, and they can just.
Oh, I do.
do it on the fly, but it doesn't really work well for me, and it just makes editing more, more awkward, really.
Yeah, I can relate to that one, broski. Actually, let's put this on for a few seconds.
Are you smiling
at?
He doesn't deserve to make money off of
Zilla becomes true now. You literally aren't paying me for work.
Boogie. For somebody that's so keen on his balance, why are you doing instant transfers on PayPal for $12?
Wings. Should I really not pay him? Like
him sometimes.
Same thing, Jack. Actually, let him
can tell you so tall. Where I become VR help, like where I'm kind of control. Just
play.
I just want to see a bit. One last round.
On that thing
from.
You're not disabled now,
right? If I would.
How many?
Come on, where did he go right?
He's fine. Tell him to stand down. They don't need to pull the plug.
No.
You hate him.
I said,
you say over and over again. No, you're manipulating him. You're manipulating him. You're manipulating him. You're manipulating him.
I said I don't like hot chips and I don't like him.
No.
I said I don't like hot chips and I don't like him.
You said you hate him. You said you hate him. Oh my God.
You're leaving out.
Run a poll. What do you guys remember? Dude, do you remember me saying I hate him? I did lie. I panicked during that last episode.
I know you did. I could see it when you were saying it. You're like, it says it right here. I'm like, no, it doesn't, Boogie. Come on.
But I'm telling you right now, hand to God.
Don't bring God into this. Get out of here.
My hand to God. Okay, on Satan's name, then, whatever you pray to. I don't know. For 2 years, I have believed I have cancer. Sitting right now, I believe I have cancer because I've had a doctor tell me over and over and over again.
Oh, no. What do you think, Liam?
I don't know. Just,
They were waiting.
I don't know. Just probably, it's pretty stupid, really, I guess.
I mean, you've heard me rant about it before, haven't you? How we lied about having cancer, Boogie.
Yeah.
Very horrible.
Yeah.
Well, back to something more positive now. Combat Evolve highlights from all those.
These were some of my favourites to edit, genuinely. Well, I think it was also because they were kind of easier as well, because I already had the recorded footage. It was just a matter of cutting it down and putting funny stuff in, adding funny stuff and whatever. So, if
there's any other co-op games that we can do on PC, you should definitely stream them and put some funny moments together, like We Were Here. That game is hilarious. And what other co-op? We'll have to look up some co-op games, wherever. I think we could have a good laugh on them.
On the far side of the planet.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last.
If I stream, you can even edit some of my perspective in there as well. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
The recon picket now, nothing serious. But I've isolated.
Like you, Liam, the one who's saluting.
Multiple CCS class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group.
Oh, yes,
you, Liam, the
recon picket now, nothing serious.
It must be some like bloody.
Oh yeah, I thought you just said that for some reason. It's a video. Oh god.
I think it's because this bro just looks like he takes his job very serious, and you salute your gaffers at the works, don't you? When they walk past.
Sure.
So you take your job serious and get a good job done.
But I've isolated.
Like you, Liam, the one who's saluting.
Multiple CCS class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group.
Like you at work. I shall do my.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you at work.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh god.
I love how I haven't watched this for bloody ages, and I'm predicting the jokes before they're even said. Oh, it must be when you're at work, Liam. Yeah, like you at work, Liam.
Yeah, it's got to be like 3 or 4 years ago now, isn't it? Mad.
Time flies. Happy days.
They'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to combat alert alpha. I want everyone at the station.
They're off. Everyone's off. Bloody hell, are you?
Let's give our old friend a
Oh, that's actually quite funny.
Sure. Right. Let's thaw
He
him
looks a
out.
bit like Private Pile
Okay.
from the bloody.
Bringing low-level systems
Full Metal
online.
Jacket.
Cracking the case in 30 seconds. He's hot.
Iconic.
Blowing the pins in 5.
Was that you on the video?
No, that was me. See, this is what I mean. It's going to get a bit confusing.
Here we go. He's coming out of the cryo tube.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Excellent work, Cortana. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yank me.
Oi, oi. Oi, oi, Samuel.
Did she just say yank me?
Yeah.
Oi, oi.
It was just the face. There we go. I was going to say, I thought you actually said that as well, like in the video with them.
Some things never change, do they?
Yeah, very true. Especially
Good luck, Mister.
Especially what, sorry?
No, I said very true. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
What you
said.
said.
Forgot about that bit. Chief shoves up his arse. The Covenant will never look there. Oh, this
What the hell are you doing?
bit's brilliant. I love how you're on the pause screen. And then you just unpause. You're like, what? What's going on?
Security to the bridge. The Master Chief has gone rampant. Take him down, boys.
Take cover!
You just killed him. God, I didn't know you could do that. Oh my god. What the hell are you? As there you are.
Hiding. Carrying away!
Hiding in the corner.
Carrying away! Guess I've got to climb up there and face. I'm just going to unshare it and then share it again because I know it's quite laggy at the moment.
Yeah, it's like a slideshow again.
Music now, lads. Calm down. It was an accident. Oi, stop, lads. Oh, they're not having any of this, Liam. I've got to shoot some of these people. Right. There we go. Now, listen, I've killed 2 people. You fired 2 shots at me, Marines. So you've got to be careful, all right? You've got to stop. Oh, shit, the Marines are indestructible. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, well. I've got to face the music.
I don't know why I was kind of messing around with the old and new graphics there. That's why it keeps changing. But
oh yeah, that is. Fire! I'm going out in a blaze of glory. Blaze of glory, glory of blaze, blissful slumber, slumberful bliss. Well, I'll just say the ending pretty much. Blaze of glory, glory of blaze, blissful slumber, slumberful bliss. I think he cracks a joke at Gary or teases him or something. Then he walks further down his bedroom and the Alaskan bullworm eats him, and then that's the end. It's not like dark. He doesn't get you don't hear don't hear him scream and get ripped to shreds. The laughing bullworm just comes flying past his house and eats half his house. I think,
funny.
to be fair, I'm gonna just kill one of the Marines. But it just seems a bit crap. Like you play the whole game and then he bloody gets killed at the end, or bloody, you know, like what's the point of that? You know.
Yeah, it is odd. Yeah.
Especially for a kid's game, it's like it just seems like a random XD ending. Like, granted, you can say SpongeBob didn't die; he could have just got pooped at by the worm or crawled out of his mouth because after when the worm goes to sleep, because that's how the SpongeBob world works. The characters can survive crazy things. However, it's not really confirmed as far as the audience knows. He's pretty dead. Wasn't really doing that much of a funny way. It was just odd. Pistol ammo. So.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, not the Marines. The I wonder if they kill you when you kill them on Earth. Oh, don't really. Should I risk it? Yeah, I'll risk it. Right, look, they're not pissed. They're not killing me. Look, they're not pissed.
Wow.
It's all good. They're just another. It's all right. He died. It's all right. It doesn't matter.
I didn't care about him.
It's just an accident, you know. No need to worry. He's just sort of flipped out for a split second. All good.
Just a casualty of war. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's difficult because they're different types of games as well, aren't they?
Pick up his sniffer. But you can actually no, yeah, let him in. He can sniff them.
Oh, I thought he was being cheeky for a moment. Getting in our warthog.
Right, there should be some hunters coming down now, and you haven't seen them before, so this will be a treat. This will be pretty damn good. There they are. Look at these big bastards.
Wow.
Right, so you got to shoot them in the back, shooting them in or the head, or throw grenades at them. Oh shit, that was easy. Me sniping the one in the head. Oh, that was easy.
Wow.
That was insanely. Bloody hell. All right, we should be able to get on the ship now. Yeah, we can get on the ship. Well, that was the easiest one yet, which is laughable.
Yeah, I was expecting more. But then again, you know, you're so experienced that it's nothing to you.
Just snipe the crap out of them. I'll see how I feel. Have you played Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy? Or?
I've played. Oh, damn.
Oh shit! I just killed you. Sorry, bloody hell.
You.
That was an accident.
That's technically the second time you killed me. Technically.
Well,
remember the first time?
Yeah. I accidentally ran you over. Oh, I thought.
No. Actually, no. Sorry, the third time then. Do you remember the first time?
Because I thought you were referring to when I got the Marines to kill you.
Oh my god. Exactly.
Yeah.
This one's green as well. What's funny is these icons that are lit up green, they remind me of the Omnitrix from Ben 10.
Yeah.
They look like the Omnitrix logo. Yeah.
Which ones are you talking about?
You know, these.
Oh, the highlight
on these. Yeah, on the door.
On the door. Oh, yeah. The old. Originally, you know, when it says the baddest kid to ever save the day, I thought he said like the fattest kid to ever save the day. Like, what are you going on about? I thought, what do they mean? He's the fattest kid to save the day.
Yeah.
Skinny as a baby.
Yeah.
Or you're very young.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, creepy, fast and strong. He's every shape and size. He's Banterous. Power. Absolute tune.
It is, yeah, one of the best, like, sort of kids' TV show theme songs, yeah.
Yeah. That original Ben 10 series, bro, that absolutely slaps, man. I think Alien Force and Ultimate Alien are okay, but I just kind of got bored of them, really. I just sort of thought, like, it just ended with Ben 10, really. I guess because the show was so good, they just wanted to continue it.
Oh yeah, it's always the case, isn't it? It's they see the dollar signs, don't they?
Oh crap! I can't believe Tara Strong played Ben 10. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Well, she acted
She's
the
doing a lot of voice work.
crap out of that. Fair play. She did a great job.
Yeah. You do get a few like in some of these TV shows though, like you do sometimes get like female voice actors voicing like male. Well, maybe like characters who are boys, I suppose.
Yeah.
At times. So.
Pretty cool. I'm just looking at some. What was the bloody?
What are you looking at?
I was just looking at the lyrics of the song.
Okay.
I know, obviously, on your end, it's just a poor screen at the moment.
There were some creepy things and darker moments, like with a fair amount of animated kids shows back then. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening in SpongeBob as well. You know, there were some creepier and darker moments in that.
Yeah, but those weren't like good. Those were just kind of shit, like Plankton trying to kill himself in the road, Squidward about to kill himself.
I don't remember that stuff,
SpongeBob.
but just the weird stuff from Mr. Krabs.
Which bit are you referring to?
I don't know.
Like when he's going day 3.
I think
and
there's
they're
just
all getting worked to death.
I don't know.
Day 23.
Day 23. Season 4 was off to such a decent start. I don't get why they ruined it, man.
Oh, is this in series 4 then?
Yeah, this was like the first episode of season 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, do you want to try and review the SpongeBob movie soon? At some point.
Yeah. I still need to watch it.
Yeah, let me know when you watched it, and I'll. I think it should still be on Paramount Plus. SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
Movie. It's all over the place. Bloody hell! It's on Netflix, Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, ITVX. Now they must love this movie. The streaming sites.
I didn't know it was an ITVX. There you go.
Give it up for David.
6,650.
Day
1,120.
You just at the works working all the time, but you're just not bothered. You just do it's just your normal face going past the screen. Day 23, day 47, day 72. It's normal. It doesn't affect you. I love how fat Plankton's face looks.
I think weird stuff like I'm not sure, was it him being a robot or just
Oh no, in
weird
the
stuff happening
episode,
to his
what
body
happened
and all
was,
that.
It was Plankton. It was Plankton. No, it wasn't his body. There's one where he comes out of his shell and he's like naked.
I remember that.
Yeah. I'm all around crabs. No flab. Or whatever it was. And then there was another, but there was the robot one is when Plankton's disguises himself as a robot. So, so he'll get the formula off SpongeBob. It wasn't Mr. Krabs becoming a robot. That would have been really creepy.
Maybe
unless you're referring to the bit when I was just going to say, unless you're referring to the bit when he's dancing and it's going doo 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 doo, and they all think he's gone bonkers.
I don't know. Maybe it was another episode then. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I like those shields. I like the yellow shield. They look quite
Yeah,
graphical.
shields are quite nice.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oops.
Fatality.
See, sorry.
Go back. Wait, did you throw the grenade?
Yeah.
Oh.
God. Are you back? Or
Got you after me and the Covenant, man. How am I meant to win?
Yeah, and you too. After me.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, I have killed you 3 times to be fair, so you're getting your own back.
So I've killed you at least 2 now.
Can't get back. Come here, Jackal, you bloody shielded tit. Oh, I shouldn't keep no scoping like a tit. Bloody wasting ammo. Oh. Liam!
Did I just kill you again?
Fatality.
Get back up, then back up.
I can't believe it. I thought you'd. I thought you were out of the way of that grenade.
Nope.
It's almost like I was.
Are you joking me? Are you absolutely joking?
God, you
me?
dedicate. It's almost like I shot those grenades, but can you do that? I don't know. Ooh. Well, James actually gone. I was wondering for a minute. I thought he was doing it as a joke. I've just noticed studio chat 1 person. Oh boy. Unless his Wi-Fi is playing up at the moment, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's why the videos have been quite laggy on StreamYard. I don't know. Well, there we go.
Actually,
had my 5 seconds of being in charge.
How long's it been disconnected for?
Oh, it was only like 15, 20 seconds.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah. I thought at first it was a joke because I thought you just put it on me for some reason while you were like getting the video back up. But
no.
then I noticed the studio chat said 1 person. So
right, let me. Don't throw a grenade, no.
That's it. Good job you moved. There we go.
Hopefully, there's not too many Covenant behind us who can.
What you?
Well, I did.
So what I was saying, although I wasn't on stream for this bit, I was saying you travel through time and space, and you got your revenge on me because I kept rewinding you at the start, saying, "Ease, SpongeBob back, ease SpongeBob the movie, ease," over and over again. So travel through time and space and edited that in.
Give you a warning. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Throwing another after it's gone past my face. I guess we'll have to watch. Maybe we can react to a few more down the line. We might as well move on to segments now. Have you got anything you... Well, actually, I'll just quickly say I really enjoyed looking at those fun Banterous times, co-oping the Halo Combat Evolved game. That was a good laugh and a lot of good fun. There's some funny editing, some funny edits. I like how when I'd bring something up, you'd have the reference, like the SpongeBob references or the Ben 10 song coming up and all this cool stuff.
Mm. No, yeah. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah, enjoyed rewatching those, and yeah, like I said, they were good times, and yeah, just interesting to go back and watch those Is It Worth Playing videos as well and see how different they are and what sort of approach you're taking, how they've evolved, I guess.
How do you feel about them?
Well, I mean, the SpongeBob one, I don't know. I suppose the SpongeBob one, of course, it was the longest one, but I guess there were certain things I wanted to talk about, but then at the same time, it wasn't scripted, so I feel like I was talking slower because it wasn't scripted, and I was trying to think of what to say, and so I guess there's that. It's I think it's probably, I don't know, is it worth playing videos? It's probably one of my weaker ones, but
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it depends how you look at it. Yeah, I get why you think it's what. When it comes to the way you spoke, I suppose it wasn't. It didn't sound the best, but I don't know. I just liked how in depth it was. To be honest, if I look at all the other, if I go on the playlist and look at all the other, is it worth playing videos? Let's have a look. Where do I find it? Here we go. I've just looked them all up. So you've got GoldenEye, RoboCop, SpongeBob, and Republic Commando. It's difficult. I'd say the SpongeBob one's the best, to be honest. I really do enjoy it a lot, man. Maybe it's because I enjoyed hearing you talk about that another SpongeBob game. I don't know, but I just thought you went into a lot of detail, and it just seemed more compelling because you were giving some genuine, valid criticisms. While all the other games was just like a lot of praise.
I suppose, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. I just think maybe like, I don't know. I think maybe I'm prouder of like the other ones just because maybe just because they're more concise and perhaps the editing and the stuff like that. But yeah, I think the first Is It Worth Playing video, I think it was that Mario and Sonic one. I think the Olympic Games one. But yeah, I just thought I was just working with what I had, I guess, because I hadn't scripted it, and just, of course, I was talking about certain things I didn't like about the game, so it ended up being significantly longer. But yeah, of course, like some people, they're gonna maybe enjoy that sort of video more, I guess. Like, so yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's move on to the segments then. All right then. So the So let's just talk about the most recently watched film. So my mate Johnny B at work has lent me 3 films to watch: Kez, Leon, and The Lost Boys. I watched Kez and Leon, and Leon was the last film I watched. Insanely amazing writing. The story's so brutal and just like, damn, it's just such a cruel world that these characters live in, and just so much goes wrong and that you just don't think about, And the journeys that are you ever gonna? I don't want to spoil it for you because you might watch it, so I'll try and keep it spoiler free. Amazing film. There's some scenes that shouldn't. Some of the stuff they make Natalie Portman do in the film is just like, what? It's like, how is this even allowed? Why did they create this dynamic between these characters? And why did they ever doing all this bloody madness? Just I don't get what the directors was playing at. If you watch the film, you get what I mean. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. But most films, I just think, say if there's some, like, I don't know, like stereotype or something that's offensive in a film, you'd have to bring up the film, and I'd say whether I think it was an okay joke or whether I think it was in bad taste or not. Those sort of things, I just think they're a part of the time, and that was when the film was made. So no one really should be getting annoyed. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's whatever, However, with this, it goes beyond that. It goes far beyond that. What they're making, the character's only 12, and they're making them do some and say some bloody just ridiculous stuff. I think you know what I'm hinting at. It doesn't ruin the film, But it would have been like a 9.5 out of 10 for me, but it's gone down to a 9. It is still an amazing film. It's so slick, and there is a lot of big set pieces and interesting action, but it is quite a practical, well-made film. It's not like they have a load of mad car chases and they're, parachuting off buildings, and it's not like there's humongous set pieces. It is quite practical, but obviously that to pull off a lot of. They probably have to put a lot into like the action scenes because a lot of interesting stuff does happen, and they have a lot of like explosions and damaged parts of buildings. Gary Oldman's in it. He's a fantastic villain in it as always. He always shows up, and in all the films I've seen him in, he always acts well and shows up and performs. What else is all right about it? Without spoiling, that's all I can really say. It's just bittersweet, quite a harsh film. The writing's just brilliant. The dialogue's very good, and to be honest, Natalie Portman, she can't really act that well in other films. Like, I didn't think she performed that well in the Star Wars prequels. I didn't think she performed that well in Marvel. In this, I thought she had a good performance, especially for a kid. Despite all the stupid stuff they make her do, like, a lot of it is she does act quite well in it. I don't know. I haven't watched her in loads and loads of films. I've only seen her in Marvel and the Star Wars prequels. I'm not saying she's a bad actor. I just don't think she acts that well. Oh yeah, I've seen her in Heat as well, but she's like probably one of the weakest parts of Heat. I wouldn't say she acts bad in it, but they don't really give her that much to do. But overall, I would recommend you watch it, Liam. It is an amazing film. You might not like it because it is a bit depressing, but it's quite an easy watch. It's quite an easy watch and very well made, and the writing is very slick, and it gets you invested in the story.
So this is Kez?
No, Leon.
Oh, Leon, sorry. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the film I most recently watched.
What, is it called Leon the Professional?
It might. I'm going to look at, hold on, Leon 1994. It just comes up as Leon, but then on Wikipedia it comes up as Leon the Professional.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Okay. I don't think I realised she was. I don't know that I remember or realised that Natalie Portman was in any films. Like, I suppose I kind of knew she was a child star, but I mean, I guess she'd clearly been in a few films that are well known or well received before before we saw her in The Phantom Menace, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like Heat, like you say, don't think I knew she was in that, and then Kez was before that, so. Not Kez, Leon, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Kez, I think you find it quite boring, just to bring that one up quick. I'm not going to give it a full review because it wasn't the most recent film that I watched, but I think you find it quite boring, to be honest. I thought it was good. I don't think it's as hot. It should be as rated highly as the reviewers give it, but it's pretty good. It's very good English film from the late 60s. Quite an interesting coming of age film, quite an interesting story it's a unique story. Most of the characters aren't that interesting, and I guess Kez is kind of an interesting character, and you don't really know what he's thinking. It's just a lot of strange scenes. Like, he looks really upset in a lot of the scenes. I think, is the character meant to be like nearly crying, or is that just how his face looks? The guy who's playing, I don't know. It's really, I mean, I think it's free on ITVX. I'm not sure. I mean, again, I think you'd find it boring because it just really doesn't seem like, oh, it's only on bloody Google. Hold on, no, it's not. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime for £3.50. I mean, it's a good film, but I really don't think you'd like it. But you can watch it if you want.
Okay. Mm.
Well, what's your most recently watched film anyway?
Well, the thing is, I don't. It sounds strange, but I can't really remember. I know there's been a few films that have been on the TV which I kind of watched, but I can't really remember like what they were called. But
is it The Impossible?
No.
Was it Train Spotting?
Yeah, no, I know what you get. Yeah, I know there's a theme here. I know what you're getting at.
Was it Moulin Rouge?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was it Train Spotting too?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. The only one I can kind of remember pretty much. Anyone I can kind of remember pretty much watching. Well, basically all the way through. I think was. Well, it was just when like the family were just sort of wanted to rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Really, that's probably like the last one.
Okay.
Probably pretty much watched all the way through. But of course, I've already seen it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, I need to get back to watching more films.
Fair enough. Let's move on then to Yes, Yes, No. Yes, Yes, No. How much to be George's naked butler for a week? How come you muted yourself? Oh. You've muted yourself?
And they're going back.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's because someone just came in and went back out.
Fair enough. How much to be George's naked butler for a week then? So we'll start off 10 quid. 10 grand? 10 grand in a week? They are long shifts though, 9 till 5. That's going to be a bit shit. 20 grand?
No.
£1.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We got your price.
No.
£500,000. It's not worth it, is it?
No.
£800,000.
No.
1.5 million. Yeah, I don't blame you because a week is a long time. 5 million. No, you wouldn't. I don't blame it actually. 10 million. 20 million. 30 million. 100 million. That's how you're probably saying me, to be honest. A week is such a long time. After being there for like an hour, you get quite pissed off and fed up. And GC will probably be saying some bizarre shite jokes and getting a bit strange, probably knowing him. So yeah, 100 million seems like a reasonable amount.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Aaron asked a question like that to this one bloke, and he said he'd do it for like 10 grand, like at work. And I was like, bro, what? And he said, I said I wouldn't do that. And he went, well, you aren't desperate for money then? It's like, what? No, I've got morals. Everyone's in the same boat. Like, I could have screw you money for like 500k to do that for a week. I don't want to do that. It's because I don't want to. It's not because I don't want the money. Of course, I'd like 500 grand, but like, I just don't want to do that. I've got morals. Now on to job slobs. CX or a bizarre anime store where you just have a bunch of weebs going and messing with all the figures.
Probably CEX.
Yeah, same. Most of them might stink of BO, but at the end of the day, you'd rather deal with a bad smell than bloody horny anime weebs who probably stink anyway. And a lot of these, well, they might not. I don't want to generalize, but you know. But did you go with us all those years ago to see Super Broly?
No.
Oh, bro, the cinema stunk.
Mm.
That's absolutely stunk. And we I think we booked seats. But Aaron's seat, he didn't let us know if he was coming, so he said you're gonna have to book your own. And so we were at the top, and he was right at the bottom. The film itself was good though. The film itself was actually quite good, but the place stunk, man. Bro, I enjoy geeky stuff. I enjoy Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter's all right. Marvel in its prime is all right. I enjoy all sorts of films, but bro, hygiene is one of the most important things. I'd hate like not washing my armpits and having a smelly feeling, or not washing my arse and my, cock and balls. Like, why wouldn't you want to wash your body, especially those places, and your face? Why wouldn't you want to wash yourself? Why are you letting yourself stink of rubbish? And they might say, "Oh, well, I shower anyway." It's like, yeah, but then why are you wearing the same clothes? Because there's clearly something stinking. Like why do some of these people wear the same clothes or not bother putting body spray on? Like, I just don't get it, man. I understand being a bit lazy in CBA, but when it comes to hygiene, that is one thing. You shouldn't be lazy anyway. You should just try and get on with stuff. Grit your teeth down and get on with it. But I understand why people might feel lazy, but you should not be lazy with hygiene. That's like one of the most important things going. Ridiculous.
I know. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I don't know. It's yeah. I don't know. It's it's one of those annoying things, but
thing is, there was a worrying statistic, and I'll talk to you and Aaron about it before. How only apparently, I don't know how they know this, but this was years ago, so hopefully it's changed now. But only 3 in 10 men change their boxers every day. So, and then GC, yeah, I change mine once a week. Ben made jokes before he was with his current missus saying, "Well, now that I'm single, I don't have to wash that often anymore." And it's like, oh, what's the? Oh, goodness gracious! Like, what's the world coming to, man? Oh, I don't know. Obviously, me, you, and Aaron are the 3 hygienic people, and everyone else we know is a geezer. All round our age group probably doesn't change their clothes every day. Obviously, they probably change their clothes enough to not stink, but they're probably not changing their clothes every day. If that statistic is true.
But I mean, not changing your boxes every day. Yeah,
bit disturbing. That's
something else.
Sorry, because certain clothes I do keep them on, not every day, but like if I've got jeans, I'm not going to change them, put them in the wash every day, because then I'm not going to have any jeans left. So I'll wear the same jeans for a few days, but I always change my boxers, t-shirt, socks every day. But if I have a jumper on, I'll wear that jumper a few times. And if I have jeans, I'll wear jeans a fair few times. Same as shorts. Because it does depend, obviously, if you're going out sweating a stupid amount, then maybe it's best to change them. But they haven't ever smelt bad or anything, so I think it's all right.
Yeah, there you go then, yeah.
Well, I am, all the places I told you all to wash, I am sweating all those places. It is absolutely roasting. Liam, any final messages or thoughts?
Just the usual, I guess. It's it's been good. It's been fun. I suppose different to react to a few of my videos, and just fun to discuss those, and good to be on another podcast as always.
Yeah, man, fair dude. We will wrap that one up there then. Thank you all so much for watching. Liam, are you all right to do your outro this time for old time's sake?
Okay. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and that is all.
See you later.